So hello and welcome. It's an honor to have the chance to talk with you again, Kendra, and to be part of this first Kendra Scott Women's Entrepreneurial Leadership Institute Women's Summit. And I was hoping as we pause and celebrate and reflect and think about what a ride we've been on and where we're going to go, maybe you could help us think back about some achievements you're especially proud of from the Institute's first year in action. How's that sound?
Sounds great. I mean, there's just, obviously, this is such a huge day to be celebrating a year and the years that went into first the idea and getting it to where it was, but to, launch the Institute last September, to host 2 courses this spring, then to have, 3 more this fall has been absolutely amazing. We've been providing students with so much good content, some great interactive workshops. And of course, we're in the process of building the actual institute itself that will be open, soon. So many accomplishments that we've been able to achieve, and just to see that the excitement, throughout the university and then throughout the nation. I mean, we've had national recognition when we launched this institute, and how people are just so excited to see what we're doing at the University of Texas. And truly, I couldn't be prouder.
Oh, it's great. Great to hear.
Jay, as founding dean of the KS WEL Institute and now the president of UT, how have you seen firsthand the Institute's impact on campus?
Thank you. It's been awesome and it's been huge. And it hit me, when I was dean of the Macomb School of Business. And, one of the things you and your gift and this institute have done is really bring together people from across our campus. And we don't often come together in this way. And so just as a force for cross-campus collaboration, I think the Institute's been tremendous already. And it gives us a chance, I think, to shape our students and prepare them for the future in ways that no one unit could do in the same way as we can together. And I think today's summit, or the summit that we're recording in advance of, is going to be one of those great examples where the KS WEL Institute will bring together people from all across campus, different walks of life, different perspectives, different kinds of talents, all in an effort to support our student leaders. And, I've been on campus now for 20 years as a professor and 25 years total. And we've all learned, and we've seen this Austin story and this UT story of the role of entrepreneurship, and both in the shaping of our city, our state, our economy as a nation. And it's really seen that we've all seen the influence of it in what we do. And now we get to see the influence and the impact on campus, which has just been a lot of fun. And I think, your institute, it plays a vital role in empowering women to become entrepreneurs and business leaders. And the creative approaches that we're taking to student instruction, immersive experiential learning opportunities, connections, and using our amazing alumni base, you put those things together with a schedule of guest speakers, and we really get a chance to transform the fabric of our institution and create unprecedented opportunities for women students, which I think is just tremendous. And I think there's really no limit to where we can go from here, and what we can do with your peerless vision and a belief in our university. And I look forward to seeing the partnership grow even more in the future.
Absolutely. I think we've only scratched the surface, which is so exciting, and both having that visionary mindset and really being able to take that to the University of Texas. And I think, what we've accomplished in just 1 year, I can't wait to see what we accomplish 3, 5, 10 years from now, and see the successes that these students have after they go through this program.
Yeah, I agree completely. And looking ahead, what about year 2, say? What do you see coming up in the next year that gets you fired up about where we're heading?
I'm so excited. First of all, I think there's nothing like this out there. That's one of the things I always think is so exciting, is that, we're being disruptive. We're doing something where we're really shining a light on the opportunities that we can give to women, and giving them that opportunity to have an entrepreneurial mindset, which I think can give them great success in anything that they do in their life, whatever career, if it's building their own business or not. Just having that entrepreneurial mindset is something that I'm so excited for us to continue to embody in these students. being able to bring diversity of different women in their experiences and going across majors, which was such an important part of this. I think remembering in the early days, I was a designer and an artist and fashion, and I was told that I couldn't be in business because I had that creative brain. And I obviously have broken that mold. And so wanting to be able to show that we can build those bridges, that business classes aren't just for people in the business school, that you can be in any major and learn the fundamentals of that entrepreneurial mindset that can lead you to great success. So I'm excited to see more students being able to get involved in this program and then having access to it, even if they're not in the classroom themselves. So being able to, take all of this great content, learn from other women that look like them, and for one time be maybe a majority in some of these business type of classes where in a lot of cases they may not have been previously. So, I think there's just so much exciting opportunity. And again, widening this net, not just beyond the 40 acres, but to really influence women across the country by what we're doing here in Austin at the University of Texas and at the KS WEL Institute. So super excited for the future and really excited to just see more and more students be able to get involved with this program.
Yeah, I agree. And I thought about it both. You mentioned a lot of us are split. We have my creative side is not your creative side. I'm more the business side. And then you get some people can explore now the business side of their mind and their talents and their skills. And then we'll also be able to bring together students who maybe may excel on one side or the other and get them in situations where they can feed off each other, which I think will be really exciting.
Unbelievable. I mean, the thing about what I've already noticed that these students, it's that, they can see things in each other that they may not even realize. And they're bringing, like you said, they're bringing those things out and they're collaborating in ways that have never been collaborating before. And there is so much enthusiasm and excitement and being able to, now teach a class and be part of that process for me has been, I think, one of the biggest gifts to really have that kind of one-on-one interaction with these students that have just so much drive and passion and ideas. It's really something for me that's been beyond any expectation I could have had.
So the professor gig's going well so far. You're okay with it?
I love it. I joke a lot that, Professor Scott, it was a big deal. And I think for me, what's been most enjoyable though, is I'm learning, I'm the teacher, right? I'm the teacher, but I'm learning more from the students than I think that they could possibly ever learn from me. They inspire me daily. And again, their ideas and their want and desire to learn and to be better and to grow and develop is something that I've just been awe-inspired by being in their presence and truly such a gift for me to be able to be part of that process.
Yeah, I get it. There's nothing for me like the little fear I always had going in the classroom to be ready to teach something, right? Get you ready to you really have to know it to feel comfortable going in. And then you never know what can happen on the fly in a classroom setting.
And we're Zoom classing. So it's a very different setting than probably typical, but I get to see all of their faces. And as I'm talking to them, getting to see their head nods, or in some case, their eyes well up with tears, or them fiercely writing notes. And again, I don't know what a typical classroom setting is like to teach him because I never have had one before, but there's something that even this process, there's such an intimacy, right, that you get with your students in this Zoom environment. It's a smaller class. It really, I think it's also a testament to the University of Texas on how we've been able to pivot and be agile in this COVID world. Here we are presenting a virtual summit for our Women's Entrepreneur Leadership Institute, and the excitement and enthusiasm around that has been profound. So so many things to be thankful for.
Yeah, I agree. And you mentioned in this virtual environment what we're doing, but clearly a big part of what we're excited about that you're letting happen and enabling and pushing us forward on is the physical space. What will be the new home for the KS WEL Institute in the Doty Fine Arts Building. And so, we're excited about that. It will give a presence, a place for students to gather in the Institute Student Lounge. which thanks to your generosity is going to be this new, I think, amazing place. Not probably the same design standard as some typical UT buildings. I think we may have had to up our game a little to keep up with where you envision this going. But I think having that kind of a place, once we can safely do these kinds of events together in person again, I think is going to be just a real hallmark and a huge advantage for the program. And give a chance for students to have those kind of collisions with each other and find ways to work together as they go on their own journey. What about the space motivates you? How did you think about the space as we went forward with this?
Well, I've got 108 retail stores across the country, and I think creating a space that inspires people, that makes people feel at home. My offices are very much like my home, and I wanted a gathering place, a place where these students could come together, work together. And again, like what we just talked about, being able to have those opportunities to, do these amazing workshops, bring in other female leaders to inspire them, having events that help drive them forward, even if they couldn't be in one of our classes, that they still have the opportunity to be part of the Institute, be part of what we're doing, and have all of those experiences available to them. And their location is part of that. It is probably going to look different than some of the other spaces, but we wanted it that way. We put a little bit of a feminine touch on it. It's got the Kendra Scott touch, but it is still going to feel very homey, right? And a place where we want our students to go. I love that it's located in the Fine Arts Building. As an artist, again, here we are putting an entrepreneurial leadership program for women inside of the Fine Arts Building. The dichotomy of that for me, it was really special because it is my two brains being able to kind of come together in this amazing university setting. So we are so excited to welcome students there when we can, and know that it'll hopefully be a place where they can come to, one, relax, one, to learn, one, to grow, whatever their journey is and where they're wanting to head, and know that they have the support of the WEL Institute there to really be there for them during that journey.
It's great to hear. And I think a lot about, we're in the talent business and we get really talented people to come together, and the physical environment is important because it's a magnet for that talent. It also inspires us. It gives us a home away from home in many cases. And I think it's going to be fun to watch the impact of that. And another way you've had an impact and helped shape us has been, you've been involved on the UT President's Austin Innovation Board, where we've brought together some amazing business leaders from around our beloved city, and have you help us shape how we interact with Austin, how we partner together to help our students, to help our research, to help our teaching. And I'm kind of curious if you could talk a little bit about how you found the connection to that board, and how you kind of found your way from that board. And does that influence other ways you've engaged with UT Austin?
100%. I mean, it's been, such a dynamic group of Austin business leaders to be able to, when we used to be able to sit around a conference room, now we sit in Zoom calls together. But regardless, it really is exciting to see there's so much innovation in this city. Austin has become this just mecca for entrepreneurs. And the other amazing thing about Austin and Texas in general is how business leaders really hold hands and work together and want to help one another. And I think what was so great is that the University of Texas really harnessed that kind of spirit, the spirit that we have here in Austin, with these very diverse, from medical to retail to the CPG to you name it, right? We've got everybody around that table, and really understanding the impact that the University of Texas has and the students there. We've been having interns from the University of Texas since I started my business 18 years ago. Many of those interns are directors in my company, VPs in my company. They've grown and developed. And I think, again, really understanding that connection to how the university and these amazing students can get this great experience with such a diversity of businesses, and how we can really support that and support each other in that process. And so it's really been, it's been a great thing to be a part of. And I think we are all creatively thinking about how we can merge those types of experiences that we've had as entrepreneurs and business leaders with the students at the University of Texas in creative and innovative ways. And again, doing things that other universities may not be doing and harnessing the creativity and innovation of Austin, Texas. We are in one of the fastest growing cities in the world for a reason. People are moving here for a reason, and there's a spirit about this city that is so dynamic. And a big part of that is that also that center hub of UT.
Yeah, thank you for that. And I agree. And I've thought a lot about what makes us special as a university, and whatever list you come up with, really quickly you get to the fact that we're in Austin, Texas.
Yes.
And that's something that's really hard for other universities to replicate, which we appreciate. But I think it's up to us to work with people like you, firms like yours, to take advantage of that for our students. And when I got out of UT, people wanted to be here, but there weren't the same kinds of jobs and opportunities here that there are today. And so we can now provide these kinds of experiences and opportunities for our students that really we couldn't have done 20 plus years ago like we can now, which is really, I think, exciting for us and for them.
Well, and the city is not stopping its growth anytime soon, Jay. So, you think about Austin 20 years ago, I can't wait to see the next 20 years and the impact that exciting growth and all of these amazing people that are coming into our city and really making it flourish even more, and how that'll affect the University of Texas is something I'm really excited to see.
Yeah, me too. There's a balcony outside here on the tower, and I just counted the other day 24 cranes that are in operation building things around our city. And you think about, as all that kind of thing comes online and just the tremendous thing, we're going to get to go along for the ride and be part of it. And I think it's going to be a lot of fun.
It's amazing.
Well, one of the things I hope has been fun that I wanted to come back to, you keep finding new ways to I think, be impressive and make an incredible difference. And the latest thing I know is about Shark Tank.
Yeah.
So, it's congratulations on getting to that position and your time as a guest there. I've heard, and seen just great things from that. Could you talk a little bit about your Shark Tank experience? What did you learn from it? And were there anything you took away from that that you now think might translate over into your Women in Entrepreneurship class at UT or your institute?
100%. First of all, it was a pinch me moment to be sitting there in the tank with all of those powerful, amazing sharks. And I think, one of the things that when I got on that set, my stomach was flipping, my hands were shaking. And I remember thinking, back to the girl that started my business out of her extra bedroom with $500 and a dream. And here I am 18 years later, sitting on the set of Shark Tank. As a investor, it really was one of those moments that I thought, okay, really anything is possible. And when you set your mind to it, when you have a great idea, you surround yourself with amazing people, you're not afraid to be disruptive, and you just continue to go each day, even when it's hard, anything can happen. And so for me, being in the Shark Tank, I think, was a great example, I hope, to other women, because, I was the only female judge that was a reoccurring shark for season 12. And that was also a big responsibility for me. And I really wanted to also support other female founders. And so I was excited to be able to meet so many dynamic female founding businesses during my time in Shark Tank. It was so much fun. I remember, that day, it's a long day. It's 14 hours we taped, and I actually have some more episodes coming up, but it didn't feel long. At the end of the day, Jay, I was like, that's it? We're done? I don't want it to be over. And, the other sharks who do this all the time are like, boy, girl, are you kidding me? But it was such a wonderful day. And I was so inspired by these entrepreneurs, because I know what it felt like to be in their shoes. And I think I had a very unique position, in the tank, because I know what that is like to start a business out of a bedroom or out of your garage, and how to bootstrap it and how to take that and to build it to something like mine is today, and to be able to help these entrepreneurs, not just with funding, but to be able to mentor them and be part of their entrepreneurial story in some way. I think for me was the most fun. And here we are in a very kind of scary time in our history and an uncertain time. And to see that entrepreneurship is still alive and the fire in their belly and the excitement about their businesses when they walked into the tank, I just felt, again, I just got revived to know the American spirit, that entrepreneurial spirit, it's not going anywhere. And just like Shark Tank trying to figure out how to film in the middle of a pandemic, entrepreneurs across the United States aren't going to stop having great ideas and going after their dreams. So that was the best part for me to be on Shark Tank, for sure, was to see them.
It's great to hear. I know that for me, one of the things that I keep coming back to in these crazy times we're in is just coming back to the hope that we all feel. And it sounds like Shark Tank gave you a ray of hope when you get to see the young energy and the drive and passion of the entrepreneurs in that kind of a setting.
It really did. And I think anybody that watches, any season of Shark Tank, you see that. But I think right now in these times, I think it's especially important to see that hope, that love, and that there is still this unbelievable community that wants to support entrepreneurship. And that was something amazing to be a part of. Like I said, I love it. And I have a couple more episodes, Jay, so you got to watch.
I'm in. I love it. And and also I would say, we take some pride in having you there representing our university, our city, our state. And so thank you for doing it. Congratulations on that, among all the other accomplishments you've been having. And I really can't overstate how delighted we are to celebrate with you the anniversary of the Kendra Scott Women's Entrepreneurial Leadership Institute, and really to join in with you and looking ahead to what is going to be a lot of exciting things to come for the benefit of our students, of our university, of our city. And we know that we didn't get to celebrate in person, but I think we did send over something, a little special prepare. You have yours with you?
Oh my goodness! I just walked in with a cake. Are you kidding me? You sent a cake over? Look at this.
Right.
Oh my goodness. And
so according to UT rules, I'm not allowed to light my candle. So apparently I can't have a fire in the president's office, but you can blow yours out, which would be fantastic.
I'm gonna blow it out. Thank you. I can't believe it's already been 1 year, and I can't wait for this next year and many years more. So here's to the Welly.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Thanks a lot, Kendra. Hope them and thanks for all you do. And to the summit, it's going to be a great summit. I can't wait to see all of it I can see and to watch you on Shark Tank, and then watch some amazing women's entrepreneurial leadership students go out and change the world.
This summit is going to be fantastic. There's going to be so many exciting things for everybody to be involved in, unbelievable speakers and panelists. So get ready for quite the summit, and so many exciting things in the future happening. So here we go to another amazing year with Kendra Scott WEL Institute. I'm super excited. Thanks, Jay.
I look forward to seeing you blow out two candles next year. So thanks a lot, Kendra.
Woo! All right. Thank you. Hook 'em horns.
Hook 'em.